Hey everyone, are you alright? Yeah, I did say I was going to come up with another video a bit sooner, didn't I though? Although I did actually leave it a little bit late last night though. Like I said, I was going to do another video last night shortly after I made the one about the update. But like that other time just last year when I was doing a full-on video but into 3 parts, I had to space out a little bit and cut it up into chunks so I don't really wear myself out trying to get my words out and everything else though, because I can get tired out a little bit easier when I'm not really doing work that I don't really understand or something like that, though. Yeah. So yeah, I try to get up a little bit sooner by the time I go back tomorrow at college, that is though. So just a bit recently this year, I've gone about and looked up some news surrounding the third MCU Spider-Man film, which there haven't been any trailers of it recently so far though, because due to the fact that it's been pushed back several times and now is due to be released later in December, we haven't seen one trailer of it so far though, and of course none of the films that are going to be released this year have had any trailers so far either, like Venom 2, even though that film had already wrapped production, as I brought up in my first casting audition video though, when I requested Dylan Baker would reprise as Dr. Kirk Connors from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Well, because I kind of wanted the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy to coexist in the MCU. Because the thing is, I actually love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy though. And while the third film is considered to be the worst, I actually love them all. I think it's quite colourful though. I think Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man. Plus, it has his origin in it though. And though I understand they had to skip his origin in the MCU, I think it's in it to me. Because, plus, you've got J.K. Simmons reprising as J. Jonah Jameson at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home. And while it's supposed to be some fan service, that probably may not count, but I see it to that anyway though. And I can pretty much see that the films starring Tom Holland as a continuation of the films starring Tobey Maguire, even though we are still getting rumours that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are starring in the third MCU Spider-Man film. Speaking of which, I looked about that Tobey Maguire was demanding some more money to have a bigger part in it though, and that he was acting like a diva for the request of money that he needed for all the screen time that he needed to get a bigger part in it though. Because I heard some rumours regarding on Facebook and other sites, well not that many sites, that he and Andrew Garfield don't show up until later in the film, which is the third half though. So I looked up recently that Tobey Maguire was requesting more money to have a bigger part in it though, which kind of sounds similar to another actor I'm familiar with who demands more money to have a bigger role for his paycheck, Sean Connery. Yeah, but I might leave that for another video at this time though. So I even also looked up that there was a set photo of Tobey Maguire in his Spider-Man outfit, and of course several people wearing face coverings as well though. But I'm not entirely sure that is a real set photo though. It looks like it though. It looks like he's actually coming back though, but are we sure though? Are we sure it's actually real though? Because he's not actually confirmed on the IMDb cast list yet though. His name is not anywhere on there, and I always take a look at IMDb to check who's confirmed for what film and the cast that have any newcomers in it though. But it still might have the same people who I can see at the moment though, like Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx and Benedict Cumberbatch. That's all it at the moment though. So unless we get some newer information later on in the year, I'm sure we'll be able to know though. So also, just a couple of days later, I managed to look up that Marvel has eventually accepted Tobey Maguire's request for more money that he needed for his role to be expanded in Spider-Man 3. So I guess that's probably a good start though. But like I said though, as far as everyone is concerned, this is supposed to be the third Spider-Man film in the MCU starring Tom Holland, and everyone is pretty much concerned that he's going to get sidelined. He's actually going to be driven out of the spotlight for a little while if two other individual Peter Parkers are going to be taking the spotlight from him. And they're getting so much attention, and pretty much even a little bit more than he is. So it might be a little bit derivative or something. I don't know. Although I can see where Tobey is coming from with that request for more money, I think he's actually trying to do it because he's trying to get a paycheck so he can... what's the... I think it has to do with... There was this time when Hollywood has dropped Tobey Maguire because apparently there's been this incident I've seen where he was getting into a car and he was having an absolute fit. He was hot-headed, he was tempered, and apparently he had a paparazzi come around to him and they were flashing cameras in his face, and his temper, he absolutely lost it. He even actually grabbed one of the cameras and chucked it down. Yeah. I haven't really properly looked into why he's been dropped by Hollywood, but I think he's actually trying to do this so it's to so he can save his career, so his career can recover. But will it be his biggest comeback though? Because ever since he starred in The Great Gatsby, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, I may not be entirely sure everyone has actually seen Maguire since then. Because, considering this, we should all know for a fact that the Spider-Man franchise is what Maguire is best known for. And of course, we're all more than happy if Maguire actually came back. And regarding that he's demanding more of a paycheck, it could be worthwhile though. But just as long as no one's expectations are subverted, we could be more than looking forward to that though. But since we don't want to get into that though, since too much hype can harm a good film, it probably may be best to keep it at that though. So yeah, I think Tobey Maguire is a good actor though. But the fact that he's asking for more money and being a bit too demanding over it though, it's a little bit of a head scratcher though. Considering, yeah, it is usually quite a thing for most actors to do so, like Sean Connery, like when he used to. But I think for most people it really shouldn't do all that much, because they might take in for being a bit too greedy though. Because as far as we may know though, I'm sure Leonardo DiCaprio wouldn't do such a thing, considering he is quite a big name though, and unless it's quite the thing that small parts don't exactly matter to him though, considering he's gonna get either or though, as far as his journey goes as an actor. But unless there's a chance he can save his career and make his big comeback in Spider-Man 3, then of course there is a lot from the fans to expect from this film. But then again though, it could be a matter of process though. And regarding with the coronavirus happening at the moment though, and we still hadn't had one trailer, we'll probably leave it up till now though, considering this is one of the biggest anticipated films of this year, and we are hoping that none of its chances will ever go down though. If it does, then all that paycheck that Maguire was requesting would pretty much be for nothing though. And God knows what would happen if it all goes down on him though. So yeah. We still wish you the best of luck, Toby. Okay guys, that's all I've got for this video for the moment now. I might eventually come back later. I promise I will actually coming back a bit shortly with another video. Although it's to do with something entirely different. It's got to do with stuff that I've been looking at recently though, so I can share with all of you, as long as it's not too excessive or something. I can adjust to that though. It's everything I've been looking up recently though, so stay tuned. Okay. So what are you guys' thoughts on Tobey Maguire's request for a bigger role in Spider-Man 3? Do you think it's a good idea that he'll finally come back as Spider-Man once more? Or do you think it might be a little bit too much to handle and it might end up going bankrupt on him? I surely might not, hope not anyway, because otherwise it might seem like too much of a big deal, and Maguire might have to quit acting for good though, like Connery. Alright, so see you guys tonight though. If I might be able to make it at that time though, if I can't do it a bit sooner, I might be able to come back and do whatever I can, or I'll promise you I'll keep you up to date though. Yeah, I'll promise I'll do that though. So anyway, put your thoughts down below on what you think about Tobey Maguire needing more money, and click like and subscribe, and hopefully I will be back tonight. See you later.